Good afternoon, all of you. I, Dr. Nidhi, Assistant Professor of Khalsa College of Law, Amritsar. Today, my presentation topic is fundamental right. Fundamental rights are those privileges that is provided to the individuals in a state that are very essential aspects of our Indian Constitution. That's our fundamental rights provide under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. It contains Article 12 to 32 of the Indian Constitution. As the name seems, fundamental rights are very important aspects of our human rights. Basically, these are the natural human basic rights. Fundamental rights are inseparable in nature and justiciable in nature. Justiciable means if anyone has violated their rights, they can directly approach to the Supreme Court for the enforcement of their fundamental right. Fundamental rights have limitations, individual rights, and have limitations upon this. They are protected by the government of the India. Fundamental rights are enforceable and individuals' rights are justiciable and does not formulate in absolute term. Absolute term means they have restrictions, some limitations imposed upon the state. They have some limitations upon by the state. Fundamental rights basically have origin from the Magna Carta, since Magna Carta, England, in 1215. Basically, we have 6 fundamental rights. Fundamental rights includes number 1, right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitations, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and the last is right to constitutional remedies. These are the Article 14 to 32. First right is Article right to equality. Equality contained from the Article 14 to 18. Right to equality means equality before law and equal protection of law, and it provides an equality to every person, equality to every citizen of India, irrespective of their race, caste, place, birth, or sex. It provides the equality in equal opportunity of employment. Article 17 prohibits the untouchability, and Article 18 prohibition of titles. Second equality, that is freedom, right of freedom. Freedom, we have 6 freedom: freedom of movement, freedom of reside, freedom to trade, profession and occupation, freedom to assembly, and freedom of reside and settle. Article 20 prohibit the penalty of same offences, and Article 21, very most important, that is Article 21. Article 21 is the living constitution, we can say, that is right to life and liberty, and this is the basic article that is includes so many things like right to environment, right to food, right to health, and so on. Next is Article 22, provides the prevention detention. Prevention detention mean that prohibition on the prevention and detention. Next is next equality, we have right of against exploitation. Exploitation include Article 23 and 24, means restrictions on the human trafficking and beggars. This also provide the exploitations of the children. It is against the exploitations of the children, especially that are the child labor and the human trafficking. Next right, we have right of religion. Right to religion is the most fundamental right of secular country. In our country, we have freedom of religion. There is no particular religion for our state. Right to religion include right to profess, right to propagate, and to right to precise or any religion. Next freedom, we have right of cultural and educational rights. In our diversity India, we have so many minorities and so many cultural diversities. Cultural and educational rights are contained in Article 29 to 30. These rights are the protection of our culture, language, scripts, and etc. And the last remedy, we have constitutional remedy. It contained in Article 32. These are plenary in nature. For the enforcement of fundamental right, we have 5 writs. These writs have prerogative in nature. We have mandamus, certiorari, covenanto, prohibition, and habeas corpus. For the enforcement of our fundamental right, we can use these fundamental rights. At last, we can say that fundamental rights are inseparable in nature and justiciable and important for the basic right to life and liberty. We have these fundamental rights. We borrowed these fundamental rights from the USA, as these are the basic human rights of our life.